I was listening to Cardi B. Apparently, she posted her boobs on Instagram. Whoops, big mistake. But her response
all the
to
free
it,
media coverage. No.
Poor Cardi. But the response that she said was something, oh my gosh, I'm so retarded. And I was like, right now already I would say that word is one that some percentage of America can be canceled for saying. Apparently not Cardi B. I think Cardi B lives in a world where she can do and say things that most people cannot.
She came out and said that she would drug people and rob them.
Yes.
I don't think the R word's going to get her canceled.
Exactly. So I was also trying to figure out in my head, I was like, why here? Is it because she's in entertainment? Is it like, is politics more stringent than entertainment? Is it because she aligns with the political party? Here's I guess the high level question. Everybody's capable of being canceled. Everybody's online. Everybody's got everything.
Has cancel culture?
How do we pick?
Has cancel culture hit hip hop at all?
Not really. I mean, even Chris Brown, who beat up Rihanna beyond recognition, seems to have been.
Yeah, he bounced back. Clubs releasing new songs.
Justin, are we missing anyone in the hip hop community who has been canceled because of?
I'll give it a quick Google just so we're not talking out of our asses.
Eminem, as like the whole homophobia thing, which which he was basically able to handle with a joke in the interview, just by being like, no, he just completely like that was never heard of again. But
that was a great way to handle it though.
So his music, I think hip hop particularly is exempt from having said things that would cancel people in a lot of other industries. Is that fair to say?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
All right. Well, we don't need to Google it right now, but that's my sense. I'm just trying to figure out a heuristic.
I don't even know what to Google to come up with this. I don't know. Let us know in the comments if we're missing one.
Yeah. It seems like that area. And also then I go, okay, so what does that mean? It's almost like the people who get canceled are the ones who you're almost better off having a public image more like Dan Bilzerian, which is like, yes, I'm a piece of shit. I go out there, I do all these awful things. And then right now the heat on Dan Bilzerian is that he's been stealing from Ignite company, which may or may not be true. But even if it is, it's not upsetting people.
Because it's... No, Chris D'Elia got canceled because he was DMing with a 17-year-old, right?
Yeah.
I have to believe there's tons of professional athletes who have done that. Or
J.R. Smith.
Dan Bilzerian must have done that. Surely there are other people besides Chris D'Elia who have done this.
Sure. What's his name? James Franco. I mean, he was mocked for it, but never, I guess, and this was a few years ago, but not canceled for it. He was derided and teased, but it wasn't the end of his career, obviously.
No, it does seem like who you are. I mean, certainly we would say this, like who you are is going to adjust what people rake you over the coals for. You know what I mean? A politician is going to have a very different set of expectations or things that could cancel him relative to an NBA player.
Yeah, I'll have to think on it. I don't have the answer, but I was looking because I just Googled like popular people have been Me Too'd or canceled or whatever. And they definitely fall into particular groups of society. And I don't think it's because comedians, for instance, are more likely to engage in this behavior. I think it's because socially, I think athletes, quite frankly, based on the stories that you hear, are very likely to have the same degree of skeleton in their closet on a per capita basis as a comedian.
Rock stars as well.
Rock stars as well. But for whatever reason, it's not boiling over, coming up in the same way. Now, that is truly that is a hot take. I haven't sat down and thought about this deeply, but I did notice, I was like, man, there are certain professions that get this harder than other ones. And I haven't noodled my way all the way through it, but it was just an observation. Do you have anything? I've got a handful.
No, it's terrifying.
Yeah, they're listening to everything, dude.
That's really weird too. That's just okay. I guess it's because it's through their platform.
Yeah, and it's for your safety.
Well, why? So why can't T-Mobile do it? It's through their platform.
They
why
do.
Can't Verizon
they do. Edward Snowden is in Russia because they do. Everything is always recorded, and the problem, like we as a society, are never going to fight hard enough for it. It's the same thing with TikTok. They're recording everything. Does anyone care? Has anyone not posted?
No, it's still valued at $1 trillion.
And so what's going to happen is, boiling the frog, it is just going to become commonplace to leak these kinds of things about people.
Yeah.
Now, my hope is that this is, I guess, the only bright side, is that in a world where everyone is guilty, no one is guilty.
I was actually just going to say this. So that when I was interviewing for jobs, it was early era of Facebook.
I remember this.
And so you had to take Facebook photos down.
The red Solo cups.
Yeah, you had to take them down.
I remember.
Now, we just don't pretend as a society that people aren't getting blackout drunk in college. So if a college applicant applies for a job and you look on their Instagram and you see them playing beer pong at 19, that person's not going to lose their job. So at some point, we'll probably just accept that everybody says awful shit in the privacy of their own home, but it's going to take a time. There's going to be casualties of that.
Yes. Well, it reminds me a bit of taking an antibiotic. So like the antibiotic in this analogy is the use of private conversation in order to damage someone publicly. If you use it a little bit, it's effective. But as soon as you start overusing it in a population, it just doesn't work anymore. So hopefully that's what happens.
Yeah,
so.
No, you pointed this out. The biggest thing is that people, for some reason, black out all the times they've said things they wouldn't want public. So it's just going to have to happen to enough people that they go, oh, I guess
we could talk about
I'm not guilty of this.
Well, it's the some reason, which I think is interesting, is because if the human brain is not intended to, in my opinion, it doesn't perceive truth very well. It perceives advantage very well. Like everything that you're not tuning into the room, you're tuning into the survival things in the room. So when you see somebody that is in the metaphorical stocks for something that they did, your brain is not going like, let's search for all the ways that I belong there too. It's like, let's never find any of those things so that we can put on this facade of just
being better than
that and anger, so we can fit in with the crowd outside of the stocks and not inside. And so it's not a mystery as to why people are always shocked when they hear their own, oh, I can't believe, how could I possibly have said that? It's like, you say that 30% of your life is. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.